So, in our last class, we looked at how to use uh, reactjs to display lists, and that was where we used map. So let me load this on the browser. Sorry. And in that class, we did something like this, where we have and we have the name of our list is students. That's map student index, and we are returning an li tag. Inside this, we put the student there. So we added a key, and we are saying the value of our key should be I. So this is what we did in our last class. This side. So today we want to be able to delete the students. Maybe if I want to delete a particular student, or I want to add new students, how do we go about it? So I can add a button. Delete. So this button will be added to each of the students. Let's add a little space after. Okay, it's not breaking it. Okay, we can style it and give it some padding and margin. No, we're going to look at styling better later. Styling margin. Pixel. So good. So don't again ignore this styling part. We'll still look at it better later. Now what I want to do is that when I click on this button, I want to delete this tile. When I click on this button, I want to delete Sobat. When I click on this button, I want to delete divine. When I click on this button, I want to delete this second Sobat. So what you're going to do is that we say on click. You want to call on a function. You can call it delete student. And we'll come here and create the function. For now, I'll just say alert hello. So when I click on any of them, it will alert hello. Any questions at this point?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Now, but if I click, a single button is the one displaying all of these buttons. That is, this single button here is the one working for all of them. That means I must be able to write my code in such a way that when I click on this one, it must be able to know that this is the particular button that I clicked upon. When I click on the second one, it must also be able to know that the second one is the one I clicked upon. So also for the all other buttons. So now to make that possible, we are going to add the index. Remember, each of these lists has a unique index based on this map. Do we get it? Hello? Are we there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's no issue. That's why I have the mic.
Okay. Remember, in our last class, I said for the first one, the key will be 0. For the second one, the key will be 1. For the third one, the key will be 2. So this I stands for the index. So I can now pass the index to this button, to this delete function. But before we do that, we want to see how to call on parameterized function in reactjs. So I will digress a bit.
Sir?
We want to see how to call on parameterized function. When we did JavaScript, we looked at parameterized function. So in reactjs, we want to see how do you call on parameterized function. So I will digress a bit and stop this, explain the parameterized function, then come back to this. So here is it. Let's digress a bit. Let's say I have a button, and this is first. I have another button, this is second. When I click on this first button, I want to display my name is Taye. When I click on this second button, I want to display my name is Kenny. Do you get it? So you will agree with me that when I click on the first one, it will display my name is Taye, I love programming. When I click on the second one, it will display my name is Kenny, I love programming. But the problem is that, should I call it a problem? Yeah. Is that these two buttons, they are doing almost the same thing. The only difference is the value of this name. For this is Taye, while for the second one it is Kenny. So there is no point creating two separate functions for that. Why can't we just get a single function to handle the two, since the two functions are similar? Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Right. So that's the basis of parameterized function in in JavaScript, right? In JavaScript, and in JavaScript we will do something like this. Because we can call it say name. We can now pass a value here. We can call it anything. We will now say alert my name is name. I love programming. Do we understand what is happening here? Whatever we want to call on this now in JavaScript, this is what you're going to do. I will terminate this because this will not work the way it works in JavaScript. But in JavaScript, I would have done it like this. I'll put Taye here. I'll put Kanye. Do we get it? Hello.
Yes, sir. Getting sir.
Alright. So this Taye will be sent as the value of name, and it will now display my name is whatever the value of name is. It will put here. It will say I love programming. If I click on this second one, Kenny will be sent as the value of name, and it's going to say my name is Kenny. I love programming. But the problem is that when you get to the browser, you can see it's already alerting it even before I clicked on it, and that's because. Okay, I will have to make adjustment. Now, the reason it's not working, or the reason it's working unexpectedly, is because I already explained to us that if you put parentheses in front of a function like this, it won't even wait for you to click on that button before it alerts, before it runs the codes. Can we remember?
Yes, sir.
So it's because of this parentheses in front of this function. That's why it's behaving like that. So how do you call on parameterized function in reactjs? you will come to the front of the function name, right, and make use of arrow function. You use arrow function instead. If you want to call a parameterized function, you make it an arrow function. So what I mean is that you make it like this. This is how you call on parameterized function. Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
So now it's not going to. When we get to the browser now, let's close this one. Maybe I will need to close this and then copy this again. Good. So when I click on this, I'll say my name is Taye, I love programming. And when I click on this, it's going to display my name is Kenny, I love programming. Do we understand this, and do we have any question before we proceed?
No, sir.
Alright. So, summary, we make use of arrow function to call on parameterized function in reactjs. Let's now go back to our task.
Yes, I have a question, sir.
Alright, okay.
Now, what's the distance of that dollar sign I put beside before n? Before name.
Okay,
Yes,
this thing here, yeah. It is, we call it a template literal in JavaScript. It is like working like concatenation, right? But it is neater. Normally, if I'm not using the dollar sign, I would have had to do something like this. Note this code. This is not, we looked at this in JavaScript now. This is not double quote or single quote. This is backtick. The symbol before 1 on your keyboard. The symbol before number 1 on your keyboard.
Yes.
That's it. If you are inside it, you can use this to write JavaScript codes. So this dollar and the curly braces, inside this place, you can put variable there. It will see it. Do you get it? If I put a variable here, it will see it. Without the dollar sign, if I just say my name is name, it's going to display my name is name. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
But I want it to be whatever the value of this name is.
Yes.
And that is why we have it like this. Inside this place now, it will see JavaScript codes, variables, and the likes. Any other question before we proceed?
Okay, sir.
Alright, okay. Of course, you can use you can use the plus symbol if you are more comfortable with that. It's still fine. But just like this is neater. You can say my name is name. This will still work fine also. This will work fine. But like I said, this is neater. This one is neater. So we continue with this. So let's now go back to our task where we started from. So when you click on this delete student, I want to be able to know the students to delete. So you are going to make it a parameterized function. You pass the index here. This I. You can get it here. Index. So let's see what happens. For the first one, remember the I here will first be 0. So it will pass 0 as the value of this index. Do we understand it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So for the first one, it will pass I as the value of this index, like it will pass 1. Sorry, 0. I'm sorry. Index will be this IA will first be 0. Remember, I said this I will stand for index. So that means it will pass 0 here, and this will become the value of this index. When I say alert index, it will alert 0. For the second one, this I will be 1. So this I meaning that this side is 1, and it will pass it here, so that this index becomes 1. When I say alert index, it's your alert 1. For the second one, index will be 2. On and on like that. Any question?
Yes, sir.
It's not even must to call this index. You can call it anything. You can call it Tolu. The whole idea is just that this I here is what you are passing here, and that becomes the value of this Tolu. So with that now, I can now know, I can easily use this Tolu. Let's change this back to index. That was more descriptive. I can now easily make use of this index to delete that particular one, since I've been able to track the one that was clicked on. So I can now use it to track it. So let's see how we can do that. To do that, we are going to make use of... Hello?
Yes, sir.
To do that, we are going to make use of something called filter. Filter. We looked at that in JavaScript, but let's explain it here. So we come to this bottom here and explain what filter does. If I have an array like this, inside this array, let's say I have 9, 15, 30, 50. Here is an array. If I say dot filter, this filter takes a callback like this. But what it does is that it returns a conditional statement. If I can say, let's put a value here. You know this var represents each of these values. 9 will first be var, it will not decode here. Then 50 becomes var, it will not decode here. 30 becomes var, it will not decode here. And 50 becomes var, it will not decode here. Just like your map. Are you getting it? Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say if var is lesser than 20. So what it's going to do is that 9 will become var. It will check, is 9 lesser than 20? I'm asking now. Is 9 lesser than... So it will return 9 into an array. It will keep it there. Is 15 lesser than 20? Then var becomes the next value, which is 15. Is 15 lesser than 20?
Yes, sir.
It will return 15 inside that array. Then is 30 lesser than 20? var becomes 30. Is 30 lesser than 20?
No, sir.
It will discard it. Then it will pick the next value. Is 50? var becomes 50. Is 50 lesser than 20?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
No, then it will throw that away. So the result, the final result will just be an array that contains 9 and 15. Any question? Can we proceed?
Sir.
Let's look at it. Another example. Let's assume we have, let's say, 60, 10, 5, 80. You can say var greater than, let's say, 40. So what it will do is that if you first pick the first value here, which is 60, var becomes 60. Is 60 greater than 40? Yes. It will push it here. It will the next value, which is 10. var becomes 10. Is 10 greater than 40? No. It will discard it. It will the next value, which is 5. var becomes 5. Is 5 greater than 40? No. It will discard it. Then it picks the next value, which is 80. var becomes 80. Is 80 greater than 40? Yes. It will push it here. So at the end of the day, this will be the returned answer. Let's move on. Now I'm asking a question now, and here's my question. If I run this code, what am I going to get? What will be the answer? The returned answer from this place.
It will show only it is
Good. So it will be an array that contains only 80. Good, thank you. Another question. So what will this give me? What will be the return result of this?
It gives us 65 and it is
65 and 80. Thank you. It will be an array that contains 65 and 80. Do you understand this? Very well.
yes, sir.
Let's move on. Another question. Before I ask that question, let's add another value here. Just like your map, where the first one stands for the value and the second one stands for the index, is the same thing with filter. So if I say if I is lesser than 2, what will this give me?
It gives us 60, sir.
Okay.
It gives us 60 and 10.
Thank you. It will give us 60 and 10. Because I will first be 0, it will check, is 0 lesser than 2? Yes, so it will return 60 inside. Then I becomes 1. Is 1 lesser than 2? Yes, it will return the value, which is 10. Yeah, then it the next value, which is 5. I becomes 2. Is 2 lesser than 2? No, it will discard that 5. Then it brings the next value. Var becomes 80. I becomes 3. Is 3 lesser than 2? No, it will discard that. You are guessing it very well. Nice one. Let's proceed again. I'm still moving. What if I say if I equals to 1? What am I going to get?
It was 10, sir.
Okay, good, thank you. You give us 10. Another one. What if I say if I is not equals to 2? What am I going to get?
No, it was not cost. It was 60, 10 and it is
Good, thank you. 60, 10, and 80. You are guessing it well. It's going to give us 60, 10, and 80. So that means that we can easily delete a value from this place. Once we get the index, we can just say if I is not equals to the index. Do you get it? What I mean is this. Let's go back to this place. If we have this list, students dot filter, it takes two values. The first one is for each student, while the second one is for the index. So I can now say if I, let's start with this. Let's first do this so that it makes this better and easier to understand. Now, if I click on the first one, that means I will be 0. Do you get it, sir? If I click on this first button, I will be 0. So index will be 0. It's going to run this code. Students, that is this whole list, dot filter. Students represent each item inside this place, while I represent the index of each student. So when I click on the first one, what will be the value of result?
So that is a.
You said?
Should be tie.
Good. It will be an array that contains taye. You are getting it. Taye. Like this. So let's go to this place and let's check our console so that we can see it together. When you click, you can see that it's an array that contains taye. If I click on the second one, it will be an array that contains Robert. If I click on the third one, it will be an array that contains divine. When I click on the fourth one, it will be an array that contains Robert. But this is the opposite of what we want to do. That means when I click on the first one, I want it to contain all the values except that taye. Do you understand it? Since it is delete, do you get it?
I don't understand, sir.
Okay. Now, when I click on this delete, it means I want to remove taye, right?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that I want to create an array that will contain all other values except the taye. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
That means I've deleted it. So instead of this will now be not equal to index. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So when I click on this now, you can see we have Robert, divine, Robert. It has deleted the taye. Let's click on the second one. It has deleted our Robert. We have taye, divine, Robert. When I click on this third one, you have taye, Robert, Robert. It has deleted divine. When I click on this last one, you have taye, Robert, divine. Do you get what is happening here?
Yes, sir.
But then it has changed. But this HTML part is not reflecting the changes. It's not reflecting it. What I want to do is that when I click on it, since it has removed taye from this place, I want the HTML also to update itself. I remember I said that whenever you want to change the value of a state, in fact, what happened is that if I make these students to become results, remember, if I click on the first one, taye is no longer inside the results. So all I need to do is just ensure that the value of my students becomes this result. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
If students become results, it means that I've successfully removed taye from it. So if you want to change the value of a state, all you need to do is to call on this function, set student, whatever you call it, whatever you put here. So you come here and say set students. Then you just put results inside of it. So whatever is inside set students becomes the new value of students.
Right.
And that means as soon as students changes, the state changes, the HTML part will automatically reflect it. So now we can click and you see that it has removed it. You can see that it has removed it on the screen.
Yes, sir.
Click, it has removed. Click, it has removed. Click, it has removed. Any question? Any question?
No question, sir.
Alright. Now, when there's nothing there again, I want it to display no name here, or no name yet, or no name added, something like that. So, what I want to do now is that we are going to check if this student, is an array. If it has an item inside of it, that is when you should do this. But if it does not have any item, then just display no name yet. To explain that, you go back to JavaScript. Let's digress a bit. In JavaScript, there's something we call, we looked at if statements, right? We've done if statements in JavaScript.
Yes, sir.
But there is a shorter way to write if statements. We call it ternary operator. Ternary operator. Let's discuss how this works. If I have a variable a is 6, I want to say if a is equal to, let's say if a is lesser than 10, then return yes, else return no. if A is lesser than 10, return yes, else return no. You can do that in if statement, but let's see how you can do this using ternary operator. You are going to first put the condition. The condition comes first. If A is lesser than 10, do you get it?
Yeah.
This is going to return either true or false. If it returns true, you put a question mark. That means if this condition is true, do whatever is after this question mark. So what we have after the question mark is yes. So if it's going to check A is lesser than 10, it's going to check is it true or false. If it is true, if this condition returns true, it will do yes. Any question?
No question, sir.
Now if it is no, what if it is false, right? What if it is false? If it is false, you want to display no. You put this colon. Colon means in case this condition is false, return whatever is after this place. So maybe I want to display hello if it is true, and I want to display I if it is false. It's the same concept. A is lesser than 10. Display hello. So in case this condition is true, it will return hello. If it is false, you put a colon. It's not you display. You see, this is shorter, right? This is shorter. So this is what you're going to do in our quotes also. So if you have an array, let's say you have vars, and inside of this you have this an array. You can say, vars dot length will tell you the number of items in an array from JavaScript knowledge. So you can say if vars is greater than 0, that is, if it has at least one item inside of it, then display, you can say success, else display not found. If vars.length is greater than 0, it will do this, it will return this, else it will return this part. Any question? Now, although this can still be shorter, in fact, it can still be made shorter, you can just say if vars.length. The reason you can use if vars.length is because in JavaScript, remember I taught you there is something called tutti and fossy. Can you remember this? Tutti and fossy. Okay, you can remember.
I don't remember.
Okay. Now, fossy are things that JavaScript sees as false. Tutti are things that JavaScript sees as true. Tutti and fossy. So there are some values that JavaScript sees as false. We have 0, we have false itself, we have, these are false values in JavaScript. We have 0, we have false, we have null, we have undefined, we have not a number, 1, 2, 3, then we have empty string. So these are things that JavaScript sees as false. These 6 things: 0, false, null, undefined, and empty string. They are false. No, I'll send a video to you. Maybe it can serve as a recap on this topic. So there are some things that JavaScript sees as false, and there are some things that it sees as true. And by default, 0 is
okay.
false.
I know it's I know this thing, sir.
Good.
I remember, sir.
So by default, 0 is.
What's the way to show as if a statement is false or true?
Yes, exactly. Yes. So vars.length, in this case now var.length is 3, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is like saying that this is like putting 3 here. And remember, 3 is tutti, because anything outside this 6 is tutti. It's seen as 2. So just like saying 3 is 2, so that means it will give us success. Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
If there is nothing here, and we have vars.length here, that means Vars.length is what? 0, right?
Yeah.
If you have this now, zero is fussy, right? I mean now, zero is part of this thing here, right? Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Zero is fussy, that means it will display not found. Zero is fussy, that means it will display not found. Now, you can use any of the two approaches, meaning that you can choose to do something like this, you can do it like this one, or you say without it in full. If the vars.length is greater than 0, display success, else display not found. So let's go back to this place and implement it. Okay. So we can say that if students dot length, if it is greater than 0, that is when I want you to do all of these things here. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
If it's greater than 0, then that is when you should do all of these things here. Else, then display no student yet. So we can split it to make it easier to understand. If student dot length is greater than 0, it should do this. This column is for else. Else, once it's not greater than 0, it's going to display no student yet. And that's why you have no student yet. If I refresh the page, we have 4 students. If I delete all of them, you have no student yet. Question. Finally, I should be able to add new students. So let's do that together. So I'm going to create an input. And a button. No, this will be part of your assignment. You're going to give me 3 inputs. So the first input, the user will type the first name. To the second input, the user will type the last name. To the third input, the user will type his department. Then we type first name here, last name here, department here. Then there will be a button here, add student. Just, are you following?
Yes, sir.
So I'll be able to type, for me now, I can say type last name, I put my last name. My department, I'll say computer science. When I click on this button, it will add this. Remember in the last assignment, I asked you to display a table, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, instead of that table having just 1 column now, that table will now have 3 columns. I have 3 columns, 1 for first name, 1 for last name, and 1 for department. I come again. I will now have a table. When I click on this, it's going to add it into the students list. Do you get the idea?
Yes, sir.
I'll be able to add new. And of course, you will still have your delete button just like before. In each row, there will be a delete button, just the same way we had a delete button here, just the same way. So, in your table, you have column 1 for the serial number, column 2 for the first name, column 3 for the last name, column 4 for the delete for the department, column 5 for the delete button. So when I click on that delete, it's delete at all. Let me give you a hint that will help you. Instead of this being an array of string, it's going to be an array of objects. to be an array of objects. So inside each object, you may have first name, last name, department there, depending on. I think that's how you will do it. It will make it better. So instead of just being an array of string, each value that you get from your each set, right? The first name, last name, department, the three of them, you group them together inside an object and you push it into this array. So that's how you do it. Any question? What problem do you think you may encounter in the process? Do you have any question? Kindly let me know. Any question? Are you there? Hello? Hello, about Divine, are you there? Robert, are you there?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Any question on the assignment?
No problem, sir.
So, Divine, you are welcome back. You're welcome. Do you have any question on today's class? Were you able to follow?
Yes, I was following the class. So,
Alright.
I don't like talking. I don't like talking in class. I just try to.
It's because you said you were on your way. That's why I didn't ask you a question. And you will talk in this class by God's grace. It's good you talk in class, right? It's going to help even the instructor to know what you are getting and what you're having problems with. Alright. So we meet on Sunday. Thanks for coming. Good night. Thank you, Sas.